Dignitas to take on its theoretical kings on our power rankings. I'm Stumpy, joined by Shogun, and I'm going to be honest, this to me just feels like a really nice harkening back to the past, and I love it.
Yeah, it certainly does. We've got Jorius and apparently Jack back together. No scrub killer this time around. It's Stizzy taking it along with them. I know, no gold, but maybe goals going for the opposite side of the field.
What a rip-roaring start for KC. Straight away on the kickoff. They actually fake kickoff it, go straight towards Atto. Vatira can then follow it up. Brilliant play. And honestly, apparently Jack was the one who went for it straight away. He hands that ball straight over on the fake kickoff. One man I thought may well not fall for them. He's going to be the one that's going to be passing it straight over. Great play from KCorp.
It has always been the way, actually, for the last 2 seasons in a row. KC are the team to beat. We saw it 2 years ago. We saw it especially last year. Starting off a season has never been difficult for this org. It's been maintaining it. Okay, well, maintaining this lead has proven difficult. The fake out has worked.
I mean, everyone keep an eye on Stizzy. Does he make contact? I'm looking at his cam.
Nothing.
Doesn't make any contact there with Drali with the ball. He could have done. He has to respect it. Drali gets absolutely suckered into an opportunity there to just try and, you know, block out that second man. No contact made, and Dignitas, an immediate response.
I don't care. Like, that play's been around for so long now. It's not my favorite. Just launch and just make everyone on the opposite side go, oh, but he might. I hate that he might. It's a 50. It's a coin flip as a defender at that point. And you tend to look silly either which way. Vatira tries to take it under control. Atto keeps the pressure on. This is the big test here for Dignitas. Can they match the pace that's going to happen in that midfield? Jack can't get the reset. Does get a good challenge, though. Backboard, Stizzy just tries to put it on target. He's made it awkward. Dignitas will try to build.
I mean, no risk of beating a dead horse. We saw how well Jorius and the entire M80 team did last season in North America. We talk about Jack returning. Of course, Jorius is back from North America too. But we talk about how well that they performed in that Swiss, then get into the top 8. Then they struggled time and time again to actually clear out. They got 5 out of 6 quarterfinals. And the final chance, they didn't actually make it out of the Swiss. I'd love to see Jorius actually work his way past that top 8. Because an entire year of that, yeah, it's consistent, but it's not the consistency that you really want.
I think a lot of people would say Jorius's career is maybe one of the most frustrating to follow. You know, even going back to the original Dignitas roster along with Jack, where they started off that season and they looked unbelievable. Like, that offense was just free-flowing, everything was going right, but the results didn't really match it. And it happened same last season with M80. There's got to be a moment, hasn't there, where it finally happens.
Because it's clearly not a skill issue. Like, it's clearly not like, oh, now suddenly they can't do it. Because they would repeatedly go like 3-0 in the Swiss. Maybe this new format is going to be the one. Because the other famous example, obviously, is the Dignitas back in 2021, where they went 3-0 in the Swiss, then lost to Semper in the quarterfinals at that first major we had back in the Open era. So,
oh, wow, that feels like a while ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but that's how far back this goes. We're on now 4 years or so, 3 years really, since that happened. So fingers crossed that we're going to be seeing a little bit more out of Jorius and this Dignitas side. But so far, very much keeping KCorp at bay, and actually, I'd argue, having more pressure.
They've done better of the 2 teams. Drali's been kept incredibly quiet, which, yeah, a lot of teams out there, especially at Worlds last season, I'll tell you, is a very big key to beating any team with them on it. I'll go off the wall, Vatira. And just try and keep this one going, but both teams struggling to really justify pulling the trigger right now and sending everybody. Like, you've got to find yourself that big win in order to really get that going. Both teams getting half wins, little wins. Maybe I can, but nothing really beyond that. And it's going to be interesting who gets that first. Drali's going to back away for the time being. Nice turn in, loses his car for the trouble, and that's going to send Jorius looking for more demos, but the shot was high, and that actually gave Atto plenty of room to work with.
But that was the trigger pulled, I'd argue, for Dignitas. That's going to be a very big mistouch from Jorius. Tira goes for the Stizzy, but I think they may well have slowed him down instead. We did just see Dignitas pull that trigger. A misfire for them. You've got to sometimes just go for those chances. The pinch goes high. And Stizzy, another player that has been very interesting, finds apparently Jack, his new captain, assisted by the new player.
You can outplay, you can do everything. Sometimes it just falls nicely to you. And Jack will not believe his eyes as that ball dropped in front of a goal line with two blue cars diving away from it. But here we go. Let's see what KC have cooked up on the kickoff. Not enough on this occasion, but they still have possession and they've got good boost totals. Oh, no, not anymore. They got to run away.
I like the idea, though, of going for another fake kickoff. Like, just put a little bit of fear in them, you know, keep it different yet again. They can't quite have the same success as they saw 5 seconds into this game. But I love the idea anyway. A pinch attempt from Jorias. Tyra now picking up on that right-hand wing, up for one with Stizzy going towards the corner. Does find Jorias, who he finds a second player, but no blue bodies sitting midfield. Abjack now taking over, takes his central, one bounce high. Atto with the read. Abjack gets rid of Atira, but Atto is going to be able to make sure this pressure doesn't get too much for them until Jorias comes in. Challenges versus now returning Atira from the scrapyard.
For Dignitas right now, it's all about getting value out of that first player challenge. Can you just get something? Can you force the 50? Slow this game down. Time is ticking away, and it's KC that needs to make the moves. This is beautiful now because Jorias can just take over. Takes us to the ground. He's not going to try and force much. I think he needed a challenge rather than try and go for the musty outplay because now the game's got volatile. Atto dives in. Can he get the ball back in field? No, he can't. Jorias sweeps it out.
1-2, final chance on target. Dignitas, they could have.
I don't know where to put it. But for Dignitas, I mean, that's phenomenal. That's exactly what they want to do. And I think, for me, it's the first man play that they are doing. Every single time that KC think they can just take a moment, they are completely wrong. There is somebody right in front of them just asking, all right, can I have the ball now? Do you really want to keep this? I don't think you do.
And you know what? That's what Gibbs was saying about Jack too, that he is such an incredibly quick player that as soon as you're going to run into any of those problems, you know, you try and have a little bit of space, a little bit of time. Jack's probably already up. There he is again. Shuts down Charlie immediately. Steve then tries to go for it. Atto actually takes it low, gets the flick. Jack up again, does get a little bit of help from Stizzy, who fakes it out.
So good.
That is a wondrous fake. That is intelligent
brave.
in defense. And brave.
Oh, no, look at that.
No! Stizzy, mate, we were complimenting you.
All right, there's brave. And then there's maybe a little bit too far forward. Stizzy outright Stizzy disrespected a toe right there and did not believe he could hit it that powerfully.
Oh, you know.
A toe is a toe. He absolutely can.
Oh, he's a numpty, isn't he, for that? But that's all right. That's all right. There's not a kid tilter. You're an Abu. It's whatever. It's fine. But Dignitas, I mean, as we were saying, like, it's the intelligence that they have. And you're right, the bravery on that save too. Lovely play there from Atto. Goes for one again. Jorias now finding Stizzy. Sends it long. With a lot of boost, a lot of space. Charlie is going to be able to clear that one away.
KC, though, are going to be very difficult, I feel, to wrestle leads away from. You know, that, as kind of silly as that goal was, Stizzy's again just sort of dived for it. I think he was expecting maybe a little bit more of an outplay. So once that was powered above him, it made it a little bit less effective. Jack just trying to trap it against the wall. Drali now his first real chance to control the ball. And you see the danger that he can cause. 2 players for 1. Vatira now up. It's going to be so difficult for Dignitas to escape from here.
I think Drali's already been involved in more plays this game, round 2. He's already got more points so far, a minute and a half in compared to the entirety of last game. Here's Dignitas an opportunity to try and get a little bit of pressure going their way. Instead, he gets returned from Drali from the backboard. Reset round, does get held out by Atto. Abjack up, but not enough boost to really actually get it anywhere. Jorias has to take over.
Big demo, but there's no real opportunity to follow up on that. I like the idea. Stizzy tries to control it, realizes it's tad low on boost, so let's just try and get some power. Abjack, okay, that's a dive and a half, and Dignitas maybe trying to play a little bit faster than they actually are capable of, because that was so avoidable.
Silly play from Abjack there. He didn't need to go in for that. He ends up recovering, getting back nearly in time. Stizzy gets put in a horrible position. It all comes down to that third man. We've been saying, Shogun, since 2015, if you're the third man, don't dive in. That is the tip. Don't dive in, and that's exactly what Jack did.
That's the sort of play where Jack and Jorias, as first and second man, have made Stizzy look a little bit worse than he actually played that.
Stizzy has in that play.
Stizzy obviously looks silly that he's missed the ball off the backboard, but think of it from his POV. He has to go, because in your brain, KC are going to be there. Are you going to let them have that bounce for free? You've just got to give it an attempt.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to be looking towards City for that play, but that was set up 2 steps earlier from Abjack making the error.
For failure, to be honest.
Yes, he was completely. But I mean, that's a chance though for Abjack to try and just bring something back a little bit. Joris with no boost. That's a challenge of Drali, who has just stolen boost. Vatira now in for the second. And a good demo from Jack, just relieving a little bit of pressure as he gets rid of Drali, and Drali returns to the favour. Joris, lovely interception. The 1, the 2, the Drali though on the floor is going to be receiving. On for the reset, not quite round Stizzy on that chance.
So 2-0. And Dignitas, yeah, will not be all too pleased with the way that they've conceded their goals in this game. For KC, I mean, it's been a bit of a gimme. Now the early pre-shove and Abjack's there.
Redemption on the side of Dignitas. That's a chance that you really can fly in. Joris starts to go back. Stizzy, a wonderful carry. Gets it, actually beats 2. 1 the wall, 1 as he comes back in central. And Abjack with almost a pre-jump, potentially an actual pre-jump. And they get 1 goal back, halving the lead. Charlie sneaks it through on the kickoff, but pressure going in favour here of Dignitas. Ball control as well.
I'm going to say a lot of things about the way these guys play, but Dignitas are optimistic. They are always playing the best possible solution. You're up against KC now. That's not always going to be the case. The good news, the lead is cut in half. 1 goal difference, 80 seconds to play. Drali, first touch takes it away from him. Second touch, just tries for the reset on the challenge. Doesn't quite work. We go yet again. Vatira this time. Reset with a toe, trying to go to him. But there's so many cars. Where does your eyes look? Just boom the ball long.
Charlie has to take that one back. Actually, it's a lovely touch onto the backboard. Can then dribble it straight back out again. Final minute. And so far, we're seeing KC get that lead. Stizzy wants to keep the pressure on the blue half. Instead, may well let the ball go. Drali gets rid of Abjack. Now it's on Stizzy and Joris to try and just track back a little bit more. I think we're seeing Stizzy in certain situations start to panic a little bit. And we're seeing him being a new player just start to have a couple of issues rolling through. Atto had an open net to shoot on, but took a snapshot and didn't quite pay off.
Happened a few times now where Dignitas are getting a hold of the ball, but they're just sort of hitting it directly at KC rather than trying to do something with it. It's usually okay if you think you can make it awkward, but KC have not been awkward. They're just ready and waiting for it. Now we've got something awkward. Let's see what you can do with it. Drali happy to wait. Knows that the corner can be difficult to create opportunities from. Joris. Oh, what a read from a toe. That's so mean, and more time off the clock.
And Abjack, though, from the back, gets an air dribble. Now it's only Vatira. Joris has to go for a bump. The Atto again comes and swipes ball control away. Joris has to then work it from the corner. Central, Abjack's there, but does side flip. No chance to get a touch on the ball. Joris a couple of times. He's been in the same place as the other players. We've also, though, I'd argue, seen Joris and Jack get tangled up a little bit more often than they would, I'm sure, like to happen. I think it's the signs of a new team coming together a little bit more compared to a more cohesive KCorp. Ultimately, it's 1-1 in the series. It's not hampered them too much. It just depends on what's the quality going to be like if they can get the win. Oh, dearie doodles, I'm sad for him.
Oh, dear.
Oh, J-Dog.
There's nothing he can do. Outside of being like clairvoyant, he can't do a thing about that. Of all the places, at all the times, the ball had to go right at him at that exact moment.
It just happens, doesn't it? It literally sometimes, yeah, it just happens. We've seen that happen in literally World Championship Grand Finals. You can't always help it. All 3 players now on Dignitas tracking back. Vatira is up for that double, isn't quite able to sneak it through. Abjack has to now flick over the bar. 1 back central on KCorp. Their tempo has switched to a rhythmic French drum.
Probably just sort of, you know, riding the vibe at the moment. It's kind of just happening around them. Got the goal that they needed. You see Joris already waiting around. Yeah, he's got to try and head back here. They haven't got the boost to really turn for it. 2 players ready and waiting. One of them is Drali. What a pass, though. And now they've got a good situation. Trying to chase down the goalkeeper. What a play to set this up.
You're talking about clairvoyance, and you can almost tell there that Jack is reading the future. He knows that the pressure has just switched over at that moment. Jorius tracks down on the ground, low on boost, but he knows he can get the man, and Abjack keeps it low, keeps it close to him. Even if Jorius misses that, you know the side that the final defender is going to be defending from, so he's going to try and whip his way in. This time it's going to be a retaliation tour. Charlie and Atto, they can't quite make it happen as Dignitas did.
1-1. Moment of brilliance there from Dignitas to bring them back into it, and much required as well. We've seen how those sort of, you know, one mistake can lead into another, and suddenly the series is running away from you. Jorius now looking for the wall. He's got loads of time to set up, but that first touch just sort of held the ball next to the wall, so he can make this follow-up a little bit more difficult. He's still got something going. KC did very well to read that one nice and early. Stizzy, backboard. Not going to get another awkward read yet. Drali, no second time for that mistake. He's got rid of it.
And Drali intelligently sees that he's the only man back. Just thinks, play it calm, play it low towards me. Make sure this is a nice, chill affair. I don't need to stress here. And manages to deal with it. Vatira moving Abjack from the pitch. Physicality returning towards the new Englishman back on English shores. It's good to have you back, Jack. It was nice to watch you in North America, but it's good to have you back on European soil.
Obviously, Jack, the winner of a major alongside with Nolly and Chronic back in Rotterdam, wants to return back to not only major winning ways, but World Championship winning ways. So, looking over the corner, Abjack just pops the ball up. There's always two players there from KC. One playing the ball, one ready to take over a missed touch. Oh, Jack's going to have a go at this one. Side wall, tried to aim for the double, tried to drop it out again for Stizzy. Jorius, this is so aggressive here, actually. Dignitas on all three players, pretty much hovering on the goal line.
I think all three Dignitas players also managed to touch each other at the same time. They were that close. The Stizzy now going for one, can't get around Drali. Again, defensively looking strong. Atto with a demo, Drali central, round one. Vatira's going to be there, but Stizzy, the man there first.
Is there with zero boost. Jorius, huge flick. He's playing the Batmobile of how high that one went up. Now the shot, and Stizzy's got it. And I think that's the player that needed the goal the most.
We mentioned redemption earlier, and it's Abjack giving that one straight over towards Stizzy. Vatira caught looking, okay, it's going corner, wait, it's going central, it's going corner. And by that point, he was so bamboozled that Stizzy can come in, get the low shot. Dignitas, another lead. I'd still argue, looking distant from cohesive, but looking a lot better.
At the same time, KC, I don't think have really, you know, clicked into gear here. They've sort of seen Dignitas causing their own problems and are happy to accept their gifts. Now you've got to go and win it, KC. And, well, it's that guy again.
And that pinch just completely shut down Jack. I think Jack maybe thought it was going to be coming a little bit closer to him. Instead, it hits the ceiling, slows down. Atto can then just catch and flick straight into the net. And KCorp, the response is almost instant.
Atto is just that guy in this series right now. Oh my goodness, the pogo attempt?
Drali. We're not at that point,
No, it's
Drali.
2-2, my guy, not 20-2.
Come on.
You still gotta go win this.
And there's 80 seconds remaining. It's going to be Jorius flicking it into the corner, but Drali again defensively clearing it out. Stizzy challenging for Atto. Does manage to get the better of him. Apparently Jack with the catch. Goes for 2v1. Vatira meets him in the air, and they dogfight for control of that ball.
Should we play back to the corner? Jorius instead chooses to just pop, and Vatira can take it. Ceiling reset, takes the shot! They thought the bump was good enough! It simply wasn't!
I think the bump helped him. It gave him a little bit more speed to get to the ball. It led him to the path of the ball. He had no boost. He couldn't speed up. And he manages to get the reset from the ceiling straight back down. Jorius managing to wheel physics, and Drali the other side. Thank you very much. We'll talk about him now.
I said Drali on the diagonal kickoff. He was central. And he won it and scored!
This is a unique old series, this one.
I'm sorry, Sarah, if that one was legit, you're out of your mind, my friend. That should not be a play.
I mean, we literally, the first kickoff that we had in this series was a unique KCorp kickoff. It came down to the fake and then into that side man and then going for the commit. They've got these up their sleeve, and again, it's the mind of Ferrer, and then ultimately the execution of all the KCorp lads able to make sure that kickoffs aren't safe.
still waiting for the everyone fake kickoff. That's the only one I haven't seen today.
I love that.
We've had everything else except for the EU boys in ranked kickoff. Oh, Drali's going to take over. Stizzy, she's just trying to take the shot. He didn't have any boost left. And nice leave, actually, from a touch to give that over to Vati. So 3-3. Last few moments. Drali's going to try and outpace. Atto will just put that one down. And we have overtime.
It's going to be the first overtime in this series as well. Both game 1 and game 2 going 2-1 in regulation. Jory's there for the shot.
Oh my goodness.
Vatira able to sneak back just in time. No boost, though. It's not going to be setting up KCorp for success. But that demo may well. And another demo, this time from Jory's back to Vatira.
Drali going to catch. It's just automatic for him at this point. There is no position you can put Drali in where he can't at least try and find the outplay. Nice little cut across as well. Press the immediate shot. Atto with Drali downfield. Stizzy takes the chance. It's dropped lovely for Jorius. Try to put it top corner, but you need an outplay somewhere. Vati's in goal. Vati's going to save it.
Vatira now trying to go central. Nobody there until Drali does use quite a bit of boost to make sure that he is the man. So up high, Stizzy to receive and only Vatira to challenge him. He does get over the top of one, not the second. Falls back towards Abjack, who lofts it central. Who's going to be there to follow it next? It will be Abjack himself. Atto can clear it away pretty handily. Now Jory is back corner, full boost. A little bit of time, a lot of space. Vatira now trying to go up to meet him. Does do so. Abjack pre-jumped for that one. They're getting a little bit impatient on Dignitas.
He's been doing that a fair few times. I'm trying to find out where his pace comes from because he doesn't actually, I think, have the brake bound to his controller. Jorius up the wall. Atto tries to follow him. That's in the midfield, available for everyone to claim. That is going to be Drali off the post. Vati can't get to it the second time around. Now is the opportunity to try and break away. Drali's on very low boost at the backfield. Picks up a couple of 12s, so makes that a little bit more comfortable. Did have an argument against the post. TAS are willing to go for this. Will they be punished for it, though? It does seem like Dignitas are kind of dictating who wins this series.
It's a battle of patience, I feel, right now. Dignitas look a lot more impatient, and Jack gets a chance to have a shot, but Joris, rather Vatira, can follow it up. Stizzy from his own backside gets up for one, on his own for a little while here. Looks in the reset, but then lets the ball go a little bit too far away from him. Jack, no double. Joris straight in. That third man did dive in. Will this time it pay off?
To be honest, like, situations like that, you are choosing, am I going to take a 2v1, or do I just win this and get my two players back in position? Good decision made. Oh, Drali's gone. Atto has to at least buy some time here. That bounce doesn't help him. All right, that one certainly does. It's very much been let off the hook. Now Drali looking for outplays. Let's off the post and Vati will secure it. Vatira makes it 4-3.
Solid outplay here from Drali. Abjack tries to go in, tries to get something. Again, he's the last man. That 50 normally going his way. But Drali, too much boost for Jack.
We'll see what they can do about it. 2-1 down now. No timeout considered. We go into game number 4. And Dignitas need to find something consistent here. First game, it felt like they could just do that over and over again. It's starting to get a little bit more out of their hands. I think this is the player they need to worry about. Drali, I think, was kept reasonably quiet, but every time Drali's on the ball, it's just issues. He's also gone for another bump and demo. Vatira's mechanical gameplay has also leveled up. I feel like he doesn't get enough credit for this. It's the plague of being named a defensive player early in your career. You can't get rid of it. Now he's looking for bumps and demos, but Jack shrugs it off, and a very unfortunate hit there from Vatira.
Yeah, Vati ends up going for the very, well-timed, well-thought-out bump. Instead, he then gets that final touch on it. Just ends up replacing Jack, I think it was, towards the end of that play. Stizzy gets rid of Drali. That was one of their headaches gone. But Atto, the second headache, ends up diving in.
Yeah, this keeps on going. They're going to be stuck with a migraine off the backboards. Tira just going to back away for the time being. Let Atto go in. I think that's kind of annoying KC this time around by simply not playing the ball. KC was ready for it. Yeah, it's just, well, it's in the corner. What are you going to do? You know what? Fair point. Well made.
At this point, I don't know what KCorp can do in the corner with the ball. They could do anything. A lovely little pinch that's going to be on target, but saved away by Vatira. little touch again from Jack, just putting that pressure on. I want to see, either want to see more patience from Dignitas and then to take their time a little bit more, or I want to see a complete lack of patience. I want to see either one. Let's just have a ridiculous series either way. And that's a great save also from Atto tracking back.
That's the big thing for me. They've had plenty of time on the ball. I think the pace that they're running at is actually working out quite nicely for them. It's just they hit it, and the third man on KC easily gets to control it after the fact. It's fine if you hit it and it's awkward. It's a different thing entirely when you hit it and Drali is now in a perfect position to air dribble.
Yes, yeah, exactly. We're going to be seeing Atto there try to take on Jorias, but going back to his 1v1 form, does manage to get that block away. Drali over one, but not quite as nice for landing as he would like. Vatira goes central. Abjack's going to be there. First man to receive the ball. Halfway through the game, nobody's scoring just yet. Compared to previous games, 7-goal thriller, we're not seeing quite the same treatment. But Abjack now up for one. The redirect will not be his. Atto can intercept. Drali goes, actually keeps it quite close to him. A reset, goes low then over the second, then gets the pinch off Jorias' car body. Atto again, wonderful play, rather Drali, wonderful play to just keep Dignitas on their toes.
Just perma, like 2-for-1s. The moment he's got a hold of it, you know you've got to send somebody for him who's probably not going to win the ball. The next player up actually has to take it. It's the only way to shut him down. Oh, Atto almost sets up Drali. Vatira is sitting very deep. Drali with Atto to aim for. Not the best pass, but they've at least managed to scramble to make something of this place. Dizzy now the reset over the top of one. You can see why Vatira is jumping up there, because Drali can just control it after the fact. It's not about winning it as that player. It's about forcing the play.
So far, though, we have seen Dignitas very penned back into their own half. So far, their defense has been strong enough to make sure they keep it out. But, I mean, shots-wise, they're sitting at 1 in total compared to KCorp's 6. Trying to receive a pass from Atto. Isn't quite able to apparate. Tries now going over another 50 versus Jorias. Vatira now dives in, slows it down a little bit. A pinch long. Not quite on target, I don't think. But regardless, Atto can clear that save away. Final 70, still drawn 0-0.
I just get Falcons versus Genomics flashbacks whenever I see that position. Oh, that's on! And Vatira not only gets rid of it, but now he's set up his team for success. Stizzies has to try and dive for it, and he can't get there because Drali is just too good.
I mean, the demo in the midfield just clears things out just a little bit more. Drali up for one, beats out Stizzy. He was low boost, still makes no touch. Taps it back behind 2 defenders. And KCorp on for their 3rd game win in this series.
Well, they finally had offense, and it ended up being the worst thing that happened to Dignitas in this game. Stizzy is now being hounded and harassed as Abjack tries to clear. Joris is the only one that's got boost. He's got to get something involved in this play. Here comes Atto. Top corner. He's missed it. Vatira puts the ball up high. Drali will not follow. But they're just cutting rotation. And KC have restabilized. They'll have players back.
I mean, I love that everyone was committed there to that play. Even though Drali had no boost towards the back, he just rotated back. It was fine. It was okay. Jorias now tries to pass to Jack, but he was not singing from the same hymn sheet at all. Jorias with the reception. 1-2, a reset, a bump. But nothing can come through Drali's gates right now. Final 10, Stizzy with a chance.
Got to do something else. It's just midfield shots on target. You look at the defenders that KC have got. Oh, Vatira embarrasses Dignitas over on Utopia, and they'll go to triple match point.
Going for the fake air dribble, fake double, whatever it is. Anything in the skies ends up taking it to the floor. Gentle little ground pinch half volley. 2 seconds left, 2 goals to win back. Not going to do it. KCorp 3-1 over Dignitas. So one more, and they're going to be going for... It's a beautiful dance. Yeah, they are. They're loving it. Last one here for KCorp potentially. And Dignitas, they need to try and wrestle back some of this control because, as you say, Shogun, it's the vibes are being laid out by KCorp, and Dignitas have not been able to match them so far, at least since game number 1.
And again, this is just seemingly how KC start every single season. They are the team to beat. They were so good in the last 2 seasons, especially in our opening splits. And it does tend to fall off for them. I think they were very much in prime position to be world champions 2 seasons ago. We do see Vatira coming in with the first goal. And then, you know, some guy called Zen came in and completely ruined all their dreams. Vatira will hope this is finally their year.
So misplay from Joris on the backboard leaves it completely open for anybody on KCorp to then whip round and take a shot. Vatira plants it perfectly, top corner. It does come down to Joris making that fatal error. Stizzy can't make contact on that despite being first to it. And these slight misses, these slight issues, they may well just be the final bit of downfall that Dignitas are going to be suffering from.
We claim I'm the Champions Field now, so you know what, Stumpy, have at him. Go on, sick 'em, boy.
No, I don't want to. I want you to hold me back.
Oh, okay. What if we both go?
Hold each other.
Yeah, you hold me back now.
Hold each other back.
Swapping who's holding who. Vatira now off the backboard. Vatira just has not looked uncomfortable at all this entire series. It's just such a steady presence in this lobby. Zato will go all the way back. Again, this was my earlier problem with Dignitas. They get the ball. They can get to it. It's what they do with it a lot of the time. This is now, at least I'm setting up for some sort of play. It's going to drop down very nastily, actually, for Vatira, who still takes over. But most of the time, it's, okay, we won the ball. Where's it gone? Oh, it's directly into another blue card's path, and they're not even slightly uncomfortable playing it.
Yeah, so far, I think comfortability is a really good way to put it. Jack, though, pings it towards the crossbar. Drali doubles it and gives it straight back towards Dignitas. Stizzy now taking it low. 2v1. Stizzy on Vatira's tail, and Vati gets bumped in the air and still maintains control.
Oh, we'll go back to the clairvoyance thing. Vatira knew that you didn't have a chance of getting that ball past him. Vatira now looking backboard. Leaves it. Drali. Would he be challenged? Apparently Jack has to get over there, but he's now low boost. You can just see them recycling this possession. That's a big demo, though. Apparently Jack gets his team some breathing room. Stizzy on the reset. Looks for the backboard. Atto just took it away from his angles. Almost got crunched on the challenge, but did just enough.
And you know what? I'm much happy, though, seeing what Dignitas are putting forward this time round. It feels a little bit more composed. Feels like they're actually wresting back some of the control that KC are putting forward. After that first goal, we've not seen as many chances, but Atto, it's the disrespect for me. Just sending it straight at Abjak. Vati bombing it towards Atto again. Just wide. Abjak has to make that contact. Finds Jorias, and Jorias, the first man to it, does miss contact, as does Jorias. Vatira sent to the scrapyard, and now Drali wanting to take this one high. Abjak with a lovely pre-jump, somehow reading it. But still nothing coming from any of these chances just yet. It feels like it's right on the horizon, though.
Getting there from Atto. I don't actually know how he had the pace for it. Dignitas chasing this game. Challenges like that from Vatira do not help them in the slightest. But look how KC are controlling that midfield. Atto looking for Drali. Two players committed. Joris, again, just where do you take this? You would like take away the scores, take away the nameplates, try and figure out which team is actually the team a goal behind and needs to go and score. You get it wrong 9 times out of 10.
Yeah,
KC are all over them.
Dignitas have been penned back massively into their own half. Barely seeing any ball touches making their way past the halfway line. That's one finally. That's to make sure they don't, try that again. Drali versus Jorias. Drali tries to potentially go and find Atto. Isn't going to be there. Vati central again, but Atto on the return isn't going to get too much from it. Vati helps it into his own half, gets a 100 boost, and they go back for round what feels like 15.
Oh, good opportunity. Drali, how has he made that catch? Drali has done that whilst on the crossbar. How has he got that so perfectly right?
Just monstrous plays. It's the knowing where the shot's coming in too. It looks like he didn't just guess that. Oh, Vatira, nearly. The beautiful double in the corner. Final 40-second Shogun. Dignitas trailing and not looking like a goal is going to be coming soon. It felt like it might have been about 2 minutes ago, but the game has almost been suspended in limbo. Now it's a 3v1 and Drali wins it.
Yeah, they need something huge here. They need a challenge. They need the ball. They need Stizzy to do better than that! Disaster! Utter disaster!
Oh, you see it in slow motion. You see what Stizzy does. You think, okay, I need to get back onto this. Can't make enough contact.
Stizzy, that part of the floor is icy, my friend. You're gonna start slipping. Oh, dear. Oh, it's gonna be like this.
Apart. But for KCorp, even though Dignitas are falling apart, it is all coming together for them. They are going to be going through to our semi-finals. They managed to dodge Vitality. They switch sides. They will be playing the winner of Gentamates Alpine and NIP after that takes place in tomorrow's matches.
Man, I'm probably
KCorp
predicting
Shogun.
whilst you're doing this.
Mate, KCorp were just, they were number one. They've just been number one
you know
in
what's
this
horrible?
series.
I don't think KC were really at a stretch. They can play better than this, I think. Sometimes your like overall level is matched by, you know, what is around you. I think KC did not look all that pushed.
Oh, the
to
cold
create that
farmer
event.
as well.